Welcome back to part 2. Let's create some flesh metal weapons. Here we are back at the table with our Obliterator. Now, due to the nature of flesh metal weapons being essentially whatever you want, I find it to be a great opportunity to make use of those weapon bits we have all been hoarding in our bits boxes. Because of this, you may not have the exact bits I'll be using, but the techniques will remain applicable as we go on this journey together. To start, sift through your weapon bits looking for weapons that are suitable. My preference is Imperial or Chaos weapon types. The Hellbrute kit is especially worthy of note, as it has many useful bits for this aesthetic. While you could make the argument to use a precision cutting tool like a Dremel for this kind of work, it's not necessary. Cruder tools are definitely adequate, as seen in my Centurion conversion. Not to mention the organic quality of the flesh metal aesthetic is very forgiving, especially so once we add in our green stuff. For the right arm, I want to replace the fingers with spawned rocket launchers, which I'm hoping will aid the flesh metal gun's aesthetic. I'm thinking of a configuration kind of like this. To start, I'm going to remove this chunk here, dry fitting this gray missile launcher. Then, seeing the missile launcher is too long, I cut it to size. And now, before I continue destructively changing the model, I am again verifying and plotting how I want these components to fit. Once I'm feeling confident about the plan, it's time to be brave and start snipping this model. And here's the hollowed out cavity with the missile launcher components cut to size. And with the pieces freshly glued, I'm going to dry fit it to the Obliterator to make sure everything is going together as intended. Here I found the missile launcher end to be slightly too long, so I'm snipping it down. Next I added a Hellbrute tube to the torso, and I blended it with the model using some plastic cement mixed with sprue bits. The concept being that this tube will feed the missiles to the arm. Since I want this ammo feed here to provide missiles to the arm, my plan is to insert these missile bits into the model. And because most of the ammo are obscured, I'm thinking I can insert a few missiles and get away with leaving the majority unchanged. With the back cut, missiles trimmed and inserted, here's how it is looking. For the Obliterator's top-mounted weapons, I want to make this main feature very distinct from the existing models. So I'm opting for a singular cromlech pattern Volkite cannon and affixing it with a light and sensor. To begin, I will remove the top-mounted weapons. Here the sensor and light have been affixed. I'm thinking it's adequate enough, and the green stuff will carry the blend like with the work done thus far. But with these done, now it's time to do the big central gun. I am thinking of capping it with some cabling and weaving it into the existing metal cable. I ended up using a Hellblaster heavy plasma cable. Now to cut the existing cable and make a breakpoint to feed this one into. To mount the cannon, I balled up some green stuff and pressed the gun into place. Taking advantage of its softness, I can push the cannon into position. While this isn't the final sculpting step, and this area is going to be covered even more by green stuff later on, I'm sculpting and stretching the green stuff across the model's surface and the cannon's surface to help ensure that the intended position is held as the green stuff cures. With that done, we are on to the left arm. Originally, I was going to work with this Contemptor Plasma Blaster, but I ended up finding some Hurricane Bolter bits from the Centurion kit, so instead I'll be using these. To start, I will make some slices into the forearm plate, and then I will begin to slice in alternating angles to create the wedges. And eventually I get to a point where the two Hurricane Bolter parts can be glued in. And with that, the hard part of the conversion is complete. Now it's time to glue these arms on and begin sculpting in some sinewy flesh like we did in part 1. This will serve to blend in the plastic kit bashing we've done up to this point. And as we already know, it's very forgiving, and a fairly simple process that in my opinion yields a result that is quite effective. Just take your time and follow the 4 steps I outlined in part 1. And there we have it. This Obliterator is now done, and will serve to be a distinct third member of a 3-man unit. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, found it useful, or praised the Pantheon, hit that like button. And if you want to help this channel grow, don't forget to subscribe. This conversion was a really fun project, and I definitely feel like I learned a lot from taking it on. If you have any questions, feel free to post them below, but I have a question for you. As I continue building the Shadow Spear kit, I'm trying to determine what marks to give each model. So tell me, Chaos players, how do you determine your marks of Chaos? But that brings this video to its close. Thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next one.